Yeah, man, I be blocking everybody, Mo. Yeah, I block everybody that I fit all the more that be part of the temple that been following me for years. I block them. I don't care. Nope. That's what I told everybody. I block every one of them. I block them all. I can care less, Mo. Nope. Yep, I blocked them all yesterday. All that arguing, all that. Oh, you teach everything and you still in the temple. Stay there. Not saying that all the temple's bad, but if you part of something wrong, that's like abusive relationship, Mo. So I don't care about nobody following me on Instagram and YouTube. We got a temple in the school. Yeah, we live now. All right. Peace, Morris. Peace, 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 peace. We on YouTube, so I hope everybody start jumping on YouTube. I hope everybody start identifying themselves to me, cause I'm gonna be blocking everybody once again. I'm having another block party, and everybody welcome. Everybody that ain't here for nothing, they're just here for no reason, no disrespect to no one. I don't have time for no distractions. But nobody just taking up space. Hold on. So peace to whoever this is, the real goddess. Peace to whoever on YouTube. But I really don't like to deal with too many things that others do. That's Moore's. But some nobles asked me to touch on it, so I always leave names out. I let you paint the picture. I let you say, hey, if that's who I'm talking about, if that's who you think I'm talking, peace, Brian. If that's who you think I'm talking about, oh well. But isn't it sad when you can talk about something negative and then be like, oh, are you talking about this person? That's messed up. So we're gonna talk about some things because Morris be acting like they don't be on YouTube and stuff. I say you on YouTube on my page, you on Instagram on my page. Come on, I'll be telling Morris, stop acting like that. Stop acting like you don't be on social media and stuff. Cause I know only talk about 10% of what I know. If I tell you everything, you'll be like, damn, Sheik, how you know all that? How? Cause man, I keep telling people, I'm not 45 osmosisly. I'll be telling these young kids, I'm a grown man. Only kids play games. And that's why I said be careful of a liar. If you keep companies of liars, don't believe them. Try to stay away from them. I told y'all, man, all this stuff come to the light. So I'm just gonna paint a picture. All this stuff come to the light. So first I give honors to all the laws, all the prophets. Let me do my Moorish American prayer. Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, justice. Allah is my guide, my protector, my salvation, by night and by day, through his holy prophet, Nabi Ali, Shalom Alakim, Ayah Ash'ayah, peace, 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 Hotep, amen. Whatever name, whatever language that you give it, that manifestation glory, so be it. Your idea for your salvation. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your ID is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequences. We are for love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And when these laws are disrespected, justice must take its peace. We're not here to overthrow no government. None of that. None of that. We're not here to overthrow no government. None of that. So just sit back and enjoy this ride, man. And I'm going to paint a picture for you and let you put the faces to it. Just like when I was lecturing the other day, somebody was like, are you talking about this? I said, I ain't say no names. You did. So is that something that you could talk about fraudulent things and then a person can attach certain faces and certain groups to it? I told y'all, in academia, you have a thing called Free Information Act. It's also called the copyright law, where you can use things for scholarship education. It's another phrase in law we call fraudulent concealment. If you knew and you had the information, you wouldn't do the stuff that you've done. That's called fraudulent concealment. And your own people be doing that against you. These is keys. Watch. Watch. Watch, I always talk about time periods and dates. Just like when I used to be in ministry, going through the chambers and going through my wisdom, you would have somebody be lecturing or preaching a sermon that ain't even theirs. Happened 20 or 30 years ago. I tell people, I've been saying this stuff for years. I say, it's all going to catch up. Everything, because stuff's too simple. You remember, when you're a compulsive liar, you got to be smart, because you got to remember the lie you just told. And then you can't lie with dates. I keep telling people, I said, man, do y'all know when the prophet was in the flesh and when he died? I said, come on now. I said, let's do some. I said, you ain't got to say no names. A person can get mad all they want to. You lying. Dates is off. So you don't have to like a person approach or what they say, and people can say it's slander. It's not. Now, let my pendulum swing the other way. When we're talking about science, when we're talking about other pieces of literature that our prophet didn't write, like Siyam Bay and the Clock of Destiny and all that, I know Moors ain't read nothing. I know Moors. When they diss things, and I say the Clock of Destiny ain't talking about no nationalizing and all that, or no crazy that, volume 1 or volume 2. I said, I know they ain't read it. Then somebody said they're an astrologer and they ain't getting nothing out of Clock of Destiny. I said, man, you ain't read it. I said, you haven't read Clock of Destiny. Because Clock of Destiny, volume 2 is just basic astrology. Basic. Not even none advanced. Come on. And everybody know this. I'd be like, man, y'all be out here tripping. They be out here tripping, man. In academia, as a scientist, you're supposed to get the good out of everything. That's what a scholar is. That's what an adapt is. You don't, and in more science, you don't gravitate to one science where you miss the essence of the rest. That's why I tell people, I'm transparent. My whole makeup is IDMR. That's why I have a clear understanding. I know that man is made in the image of Elohim. And then I have academia. And then I'm a Moor. And then my heart is pure. All that stuff matters. And see, people be gangbang. And I said, dude, your wisdom is only a tittle. We're talking about science. We don't diss wisdom. We don't diss all the laws and prophets that did a good. I agree with what brothers be saying, but do we check? No disrespect. Al being a European or nobody on their credentials, we always be doing our own people like that. But I said, are they bringing some good? So if they bringing some good, bring the good. Because yes, we can be technical, and the brother right. That's why I be saying, you can't be making it up like you a scholar. Oh, I'm a scholar and I graduated from this and that. You can't play that. You can't make up scholarship and you don't have no real academia. You can't do that. That's why doctors that really put their work in, they be like, yes, doctor. And you got more, oh, I'm scholar this, sheik this. And I say, man, then when you get checked, why would you make up and say you got a degree from somewhere? Just like a brother that's in the nation of Islam made up, he got some degree. And I said, we'll talk all that stuff about this and then lie about credentials. I say it's sad. And see, they be talking about the adapt chamber, just like Preachers be talking about you were called to preach. How you gonna go through a adapt chamber by a fool? What you gonna learn? And then I ask these brothers, what's the adapt chamber? They act like it's a secret because they don't know the triple rows of it. They don't know the paraclete, the fatimid, the Jerusalem, the Christ. They don't know. They operating on hate, strictly hate, and hate amongst each other. I said the stuff is clear. The stuff is clear. Come on, man. That's why I say both parties wrong. They acting just like Monique and D.L. Yulee. Come on, man. We got to be honest with this. That's why I don't say no names. They acting just like Monique and D.L. Yulee. Moors, grown men. Come on, man. Come on, man. We got to do better than that. We got to do better than that. That's why I said no matter what you do, especially if it hasn't been right, I don't care how long it's been, people can question things. Everyone has the right to do that. But I tell people sometimes we tasteless with our approach. That's why I said some people will fall with the Titanic. I'm okay with that. No disrespect to no one. I'm okay with a whole bunch of group of grown people acting stupid, think somebody can make them something, want to be some sovereign citizen, doing all that goofy stuff. That's what you want to do? You gonna do that away from me? I'ma block you. You part of the temple, you doing all that goofy stuff. I'ma block you. You doing all that goofy stuff, I'm blocking you. Because you're not coming to reality. You know? You're not even living in real man's world. And I'm not the one that's going to entertain it. I'm not even going to debate no one or say, well, what about this? Man, I'm not going to deal with that. I've been on this earth plane around the 45 years. Please, I'm from Flint, Michigan. I done helped too many people, real people in life, to be dealing with some goofy more just to learn something and think they're going to get some magically idea, some card, and make them something. And they be bums in real life. Why they empresses or their girlfriends or their baby mamas be working. They rent be $13 because she on Section 8. So we just going to kick some basics real fast. Moore's got to question everything, man. That's why I say if the prophet's not right, the temple is not right. If you don't want to abide by these, go back to where I found you. Return your card to your button. Come on, man. If the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. Now we can throw that out the door. Yes, you was a Moor before Noble Dry Lee. I'm not here. I'm not dictating that. I'm not here to argue with nobody because I clearly can educate you on that, and anybody with a little bit of wisdom can educate you on that. But when we talk about the Moor Science Temple, with everybody proclaiming the fame, how they started off to make their name, they know they're using the teachings of Noble Dry Lee. You got to understand that. You can go all the way back. Everybody had the fez on. Everybody was showing a temple card, not no other stuff. Everybody was giving credit to the prophet. But then certain things mixed in when people start talking about they can nationalize you and do all this. And everybody knows it's true. That Moorish American Council, and I told everybody from along, that's not true. Even some Zodiac Constitution, that don't mean nothing. That's just you can look up in the Library of Congress. I'm telling you, I done told people this a long time ago. That ain't no get out of jail free card. People have been in jail for that. People out here in Arizona went to jail, period. And they know who I'm talking about. And they getting everybody caught up in that rapture because all misnomer, I understand people hurt, but you got to be smarter than that. Like, why do you want to drive without no license? Why do you want some fake ass tags? You got to tell me why when you become an adult. Why do you want all this? If somebody crash into your children and all that stuff, you're going to try to sue their insurance, but you ain't got none. None of your shit ain't right. You whatever you call yourself. A national. You don't even have diplomatic plates. How you a national? You don't have allegiance with no other country. Man, it'd be crazy, man. I just be letting it. You know what I mean? I just let it spirit. Then brothers say all this about cars, but they be registering their car. I said, rule number one, you messed up when you registered. Come on, man. Come on, man. Why do we want to become criminals? Show me anything with Noble Dry Lee and them ride with no tags and all that stuff. Show me anybody them doing any of this. Because what's done is already done. All we got to do is defend the Constitution. You ain't seen none of them showing you how the temple was set up. I showed y'all that. I show the consular book how the temple set up. I tell you now the people that have to present it, they was wrong. You can look it up. A lot of them went to jail for fake taxes. And that's why I said, you got to be right around me. I had a temple in Arizona. My mama, let me tell you, I kicked every one of them out. The sheik, everything. Then they try to see me at Sprouts. Hey, Sheik Goodman Bay, can we talk to you? Man, you better go on. All of them was criminals. Close the shades. Man, I ain't closing no shades. Hell, y'all Negroes in here talking about. Hell. That's why I be asking more. Why do you become an adult and want to be a criminal? I be waiting for it. Oh, it's our birthright. What's your birthright? Is it restrictions in law? They don't even know what I be talking about. I be like, dude, you just gun-ho. You don't want to learn nothing? Because when them laws get on you, it's easy to get in, hard to get out. And you can't say, no, I don't consent forever. They'll let you know consent your ass until you be in there for a year. And then you let people play Monopoly with real life law. And I said, man, it don't work. Just like they do in the rappers and all that. I tell people, man, rap art, it portrays life sometimes. Just like this law, they had to get all this done on before certain laws was passed. You can't talk about real events. No, you can't use music to against you. But real events, just like what Moore's doing, all this sovereign citizen stuff, all this 1099 stuff. I said, we telling the young people what not to do, but I said, y'all doing the same thing. This federal crimes. I told people about the 2020 domestic terrorist list. I keep telling people, that's here, home. This shit ain't no fake stuff. I show people this. And people steady grown, people steady be playing the game. Following all like, I said, man, y'all, it's crazy. I said, and people be really thinking it's a joke. I'm like, okay. I said, why you think some people ran to China? Ain't no disrespect. And I ain't saying nobody specific. I'm saying it's a lot. This should be public information. Man, Empress sent me a brother squad in her house. They had the task force come. All on the news. Empress. And she was like, and the brother ran to China, sent me the whole thing. I'm like, damn. They had it all on the news. And a sovereign citizen, and he had the Moorish flag in the window. I see the face. I said, man, I seen this brother before. I'm like, damn, that's what Moors do? Then they get the little green book. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And then we listen to somebody talk about cancel your corporate debts. That's why I said that's going to get somebody really hurt. No disrespect, especially if you're trying to do business with somebody and you come with that crap and you try to renege on a good contract or whatever the contract that you went in as a willing obligor, keep playing that mess you want to. I'm telling you, man, this stuff, I said people doing bad business and it's wrong and it's a shame. Moore's mixing all that crap. That's why I said everything about the Moorish Science Temple of America can be looked up. That's why I said they're going to jail. They're gonna use your own science, your own bylaws, everything against you. You call yourself some militia. That's exactly what they want you to call yourself. They're gonna mix you in just like with the European sovereign citizen militia. Well, what about the Ku Klux Klan? What about this? I said you don't even understand before you even. That's what we always do, talk about something else. But I said you don't even understand what's going on. I mean, it'd be crazy. And people really be going different places to meet people. I said, dude, are you crazy? That's what the laws want. Think about it. It's like you going to fly from your place to get some work and come back and they know you're doing it. They like this food finna fly air, boom. So they know them personally. So I can subpoena you. What? I don't know nothing. When I subpoena you, you gonna tell me what you know. And you watch it. Tell me anything. What? Well, I know they got somebody that be making guns. Got them. You gonna tell. That's the real COINTELPRO. I'm telling you, and everybody know what I'm talking about. Man, I be knowing dudes that's Moors that's got out the joint and be following people that's doing criminal stuff. I'm like, dude, you just did 10, 15 years in the joint. You trying to go back? I said, I don't be getting it, man. I don't get it. But like I say, that ain't my place. That's why I said more stick to the basics. Stick to the basics. Tell people how the temple is set up. I done lectured it so many times. People be like, what literature besides the Morris Quran? There's a whole bunch of literature, but you got to have a map and a guide. What's wrong with having a map and a guide? That's our problem. We want to be swindled. I said, it ain't nothing wrong with having an activist and motivational speakers. That's great, but a leader and a sheik and all that, they exhume all those things. I told y'all the true meaning was a jack of all trades, but a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. See, that's the whole analogy of it. See, they only give you a tittle of it. Research what I'm saying. Just like when I talk about kumbaya. Ain't no come by here. Come by here and do what? Come by here, my Lord. Somebody got to save you. No, the kum, the ba, and the ya. Stand up and arise, my Lord. Stand up and arise. Research it. The kum, the ba, and the ya. Research it. I lecture this at the university. That's why I'm saying, man, I'm not finna argue with nobody that look like me. I'm not here for no fame. That ain't my claim to fame to have some million viewers and all that. I said, man, I've authored and gathered and compiled over 20 books. I'm steady going. A plethora. I haven't even finished my autobiography. I just got a publicist when I'm working with this. Well, I got some in the making, with a legit publicist. I want to hear what she talking about when I go back to AZ and just see what she's saying. She was amazed. She was like, you haven't been all the way on the college circuit? And then when I showed her my portfolio, I used to, travel to the colleges on my own dime. Because I was going to Clear University when I was here in Michigan. I was one of the only this color going to one of the hardest business schools. And I was in Howell, Michigan, where the biggest clan at. But make a long story short, when I was there, I got to lecture because I've been through all the spiritual houses. So I had started off like that. Then when I got out to Arizona, I went and got my master's at GCU, and then the floodgates opened. I got my dual master's degree from Grand Canyon University, and I was able to lecture all the time on the college campus. At the student union, just like when Muhammad Ali was banned from boxing, and you saw him lecturing at them colleges, he was doing that under the Nation of Islam, because the Nation of Islam is structured just like the temple, just like my school. And so I'm able to do those things. And so, yeah, in Arizona, I had a young student, Devin, and he was going to Estrella Community College. I was able to go up there and lecture in the business department. At GCU, I lectured in the religion department, in the so-called African American department, with blowing their mind, showing them so many books, the correct teachings. And I said, it's just what it is. You're supposed to be disappointed, but not mad like a dog. I came in there illuminating, and no one can go against what I was saying. Now, they might not have liked my candor, which the professor said, dang, you ain't got to like this man candor, but I used the stuff right in the libraries. And then when I got connected to the occult libraries at Harvard, Cambridge, Oxford, from a lot of the connections that I made, it was over. But then what really happened is when I became a part of the Philosophical Research Society in Los Angeles, and really the floodgates really, really opened, and it opened another chamber to understanding and wisdom and a whole branch of higher science, a whole bunch of the Rosicrucian science that I was able to be introduced to and able to see and walk and connect that to a lot of the more science and a lot of, how can I say it, how just even this world was constructed. A lot of Moors have no idea. You got to remember, what you think it is, it's never what it is. I guarantee you if I take somebody to the Philosophical Research Society and show them the makeup of the so-called United States of America, it'll blow your mind. I guarantee you. And everybody know it is a certain level. When we talk about when the Moors try to use that old wise tale of the adapt chamber. And I say, what's the adapt chamber? The adapt chamber is wisdom. It's just like, say, if I'm your sensei and I'm teaching you different gulps, or I'm teaching you different styles of martial arts. It is an initiation, especially if I'm showing you how to work with your hands, your feet, and all that. It is an initiation. It's a rank that you go through. I don't understand why you don't want to go through that. That's why I said people just want to read paper. And I said it's more than about paper. You exhume that. Okay, without the books, are you the book of Eli? Without the books, can you be that? Are you light? Do you have a clear understanding when you become the great I am? I show you all this stuff, man, when I talk about, it's a European named Neville Goddard, or Goddard. And then you look at the Ethiopian prophet, And I showed y'all the book, The Chosen People. When I show y'all that, I showed y'all this all over, and you see how highly Neville Goddard speak of the Ethiopian prophet. When you get to a higher level of understanding, when I'm saying you accept it everywhere, and I only can talk about myself as well, because I'm in the red state. You become the great I am. Now, ain't nobody looking at you, oh, I'm no Moorish American. I don't go around talking about I'm no Moorish American, all that goofy shit. That ain't in me. I'm the great I am. And everybody around me know that. That's where I say when you come to a higher level of understanding, when I be saying no, as an adapt, you can go in all houses and be accepted, not just around your own kind. Because a prophet and an angel is no good in his or her own country. That's a fact. A prophet and an angel, it can go amongst anybody and be exactly who he or she is and exhume that in all places. And that's a fact. And that's a fact. So when you become to a higher level of consciousness, you're more than what somebody can say, oh, you're this. No, you're the great I am. You're the great vibration. You're the great water. We understand we come from something. The red bird, we understand all that. We have no control over that. We have no control over that, what the Creator has manifested in this vessel. But when you come to a higher level of consciousness, you become the great I am. You become the great Aya Asha Aya. You become the great I will be what I will to be. You become manifestation. So you got to understand with me. That's what I say, the divine comes first. If your divine is not there, you missing something. You chasing something. The divine comes first. I'm talking about something within. It got to be some power within, some divineness inside. You got to understand that. That's why I always preach, I always teach, the divine comes first. God and man is one. Something got to be within. The closest place to find Allah is in the heart. Come on, we can play with all the catchphrases we want to. We're talking about a higher level of consciousness. When I can be around all Europeans and go to the college, when you hear more don't go this. I do. I'm an educator. I teach kids, Europeans. You see, you go on my Instagram page, you see, I train everybody. When I was in Tucson, Arizona, I used to be at the gyms training everybody. I got basketball teams all over. I'm back home in my home city, Flint, Michigan. I don't understand it. We talk about something international. Moors couldn't go nowhere. Come on. And the Feds is international. I tell people, I said, your science not there enough. Everything, this is in the biblical scriptures. We're from the tribe of Judah, lineage of David by blood. Leviticus 25:10. Don't you know the Liberty Bell, the real science of the Liberty Bell, when you turn that soft edge inside out, that's the Liberty Bell. You got to understand this higher level of consciousness. It's deeper than that. It's way deeper than what a lot of Moors think. But they be on a level of so much hate, you start throwing rocks at your own people. And I said, I'm not going to entertain it. I'm going to talk over it. Things need to be addressed, but I think we're smart enough to put the pieces where their pieces need to be and move forward. Things like that need to be said. I don't have to say no names, no nothing. Whoever doing it, whoever leading their people in the burden house, whoever got to question things, whoever got to go back and be questioned on what you was telling people for years. Go on my YouTube page and see what I've been telling people for years. For years, I said, no way nobody say they from the temple can have the heart to do what these people doing. No way. Especially if you say you from the temple. All the stuff I show people from the temple. And the temple don't teach no slander, teach no hate. I show y'all Peter Lambert Wilson, and I show y'all about the Moorish Orthodox Church. All this stuff. I said, man, where's the hate? Why do you have hate in your heart? And you call yourself a Moor? I don't understand it. Because I wait. I'm talking about universal science. I'm talking about universal love. I'm talking about the great I am. I'll wait. More, it's not even cultured enough, man, and not even initiated enough to even be speaking on what something is. And we can agree to, and I know the average Moor not read nothing because their attention span is only about 7-6 minutes. Yeah. Man, let's be honest. What more do you know that can really sit down and say, and if they gave you a little tittle or something that a preacher do, and then when they read it all, they'll come back and be like, you know what, I apologize. Because every more that got that little green book talking about the not do this and not do that, y'all know what I'm talking about. If they read that whole book, they'll come back to you and well, not even need read the whole book. If they just read the preface, they'd be like, man, you know what? I need to close this book. I guarantee. Because y'all know what green book I'm talking about. Everyone, they talk about what? Pay off your debt or some goofy shit. Excuse my candor. And right in the first page of the book, it says this book is for educational purposes only. Should not be taken as legal advice, because in the book, this stuff can be false or true. So if someone say that in a book, they already telling you. You take this shit if you want to. I already done told you. If you don't know what you're doing, just like a straight razor, for your grown self, it can be good. But if you get that straight razor to your little 2-year-old, he might cut his damn neck off. Come on, man. Now, that's why I be telling people, we be so smart and so dumb. I said, oh, so you don't know what the RICO law is? Oh, so you don't know what that means? You don't know what criminal organization is? It's just not with drugs. Come on now. People be playing this dangerous game, and then if you playing an internet game and y'all connected, and if you mailing, it's so much connection federal on it, and more is gonna be sitting there. They really don't have no money. You sit in jail and rock. I'm telling you. And then they talk all this. I'm this. I'm that. And I'm a national. Okay, well, where would you go? Say if you want to go in the community and the community have so-called block club and all this, and they don't want you in your community, because that can happen. I'll show you law. And so what you gonna do? You gonna go to your land? See, people don't be want to talk about this stuff, man. This stuff be real simple. And I'm like, come on, man, we adults. So what be people's motive? Because if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. I ain't here for no slander or nothing. Oh, no, what y'all did. I said, man, what your uncle do? What your dad do? Oh, no, but y'all do a girl. I said, what common law in North Carolina back then, the girl can be young as 12. For real shit, yeah. Research it. Ask your mama, how old was your granddaddy when he married your grandmama? Morris be getting mad, always just talking and barking. I like, man, we are damaged people. And when people talk about unity coming together, how can you got some more want to be the smartest? And I said, it's okay to be book smart, but then it's other things to do, build an industry and all that. Like, I wouldn't want a person that know how to fix tires to be the chief financial officer of my company. If they never deal with finances, I just want them to be the big tire man. If they the auto mechanic, I want you to run the shop. I'm gonna put everybody in position, but I'm not gonna put no one before they pay grade. That's a good foreman. That's a good master mason. If you got a crew of people foreman, you got to have the aptitude and the ability and the withal to not only know a person's limits, but also know their limitations and put them in a position where it's gonna guarantee them success. Why? Because you done the variables. That's what a God does. That's what a foreman does. That's what a mason. That's what a sheik does. Come on now. That's why I said all behaviors is repercussions for everything. Understand that. When we break the law, what's happened? It's repercussions. Some people get away. Some people don't. So it's repercussions for everything. And so when we come to a higher level of consciousness, we must begin to what? Self-reflect. Start asking people, what's the mission? Like, I don't care if how long somebody been doing something. If somebody been beating a horse for 20 years on the same mission, I say, okay, well, what's the mission? I'm telling you, because a guy, a Buddha, a man that live a monk life, if you want to put out literature like myself and others that do it, man, we put out literature, man. Man, we put out literature, man. It's nothing new under the sun. You have to have the ability to gather, compile, and divinely prepare. Because, I mean, it's a lot of things that just compilations. I don't talk about nothing, you know. But, you know, when my empress sent me, one of my empresses sent me this, she was like, Sheik, I just want to give you all the love. And she was like, I love everybody. But she was like, this. And I said, Empress, stop. I said, before you just anything, I said, you do things with love. If it's teachings in there, it's good. I said, it's fine. I said, you got to accept it. It break it down easy and it put things in layman terms. Like, this is just the basic 101s. And we're going to go through it. I say, everything is good. You take the good for everything. We always complain about things. I said, these are little pamphlets for you can have. And she was like, well, you made everything so simple in compilation. I said, that's good. Gather everything. That's good. That's why I tell people, if it's no competition. I said, I'm a horse. I'm like a horse with blinders on. I mean, how can a man say he love God he never seen, but hate man he see every day that exudes God? If I'm a silverback and I see another silverback, I don't want to challenge another silverback. I think we should be brothers. I think we should be bringing up other baby silverbacks and teaching them the wisdom, teaching them how to be family man, teaching them to have wealth, teaching them encouragement, teaching us to build, teaching to build our tribes, to make communities together and share our resources, not to challenge each other, not to destroy something that looks like me, that comes from the same womb that I've come from. I don't have that much low self understanding. Just like I'm back home in my city of Flint. My parents stay in the outskirts. You know, I call this the sanctuary. You know what I mean? You got jacuzzi, land, everything. But, you know, when I was coming up, it's in the hood. I done been home by like 4 people been shot. They found this dude. Decapitating in a damn shed in the hood. I'm from West Patterson. So when I tell people, man, I don't have no whole bunch of European story the white man is. My baby brother killed Jelani Goodman. Babe was killed by a Negro. My big cousin Miguel Swain was killed by a Negro. My best friend I went to elementary school with and all that, high school with, but I think he died when I was in the 10th grade. Michael Blackmore, he got his head blew off by a Negro. Then my other homie Marlon Ville got killed by the black police in our neighborhood. Then his little brother killed his other brother. And then my big cousin Miguel got killed in front of their house. My baby brother that killed got shot at a club. And I ain't even went down the line with it. I haven't went all the way down the line with things that's been seen. Shoot, my homie Kadon, he got his face shot up. The same dude that killed my boy Michael. They say the same dude shot him. Had his face all fucked up, pumpkin head and shit. He survived. Allah saved him. So I just be getting to see a pictorial, man, of us, man. When I say, man, I only could talk about my life. When I be telling people, man, don't let nobody else put their life on you and say, oh, some white man is. If that ain't your story, that ain't your story. Because in our neighborhood, it wasn't like that. It was us in the neighborhood. In the neighborhood, who destroyed the neighborhood? Your own people. That's why when I come home, man, my phone be blowing up. Like a lot of people, when I come back home, like, Sheik, you home? Yeah, you good? A lot of people that I'm connected to, a lot of alumni that I went to school with, other people that know me that I don't talk about. Like, I tell a lot of my members, I'm alumni of 2 colleges, and I'm real active in my life. A lot of stuff I don't talk about, you know? my members will tell you I had an opportunity to teach at the university. They're trying to pay me nice money, but it was on contingent on me, not speaking on Instagram. I'm like, well, why would why want to give somebody a job contingent on not speaking on Instagram? I'm like, that's my private life. And I'm like, and I'm a sheep. I said, that's how I reach my people. But you know how certain things be, it just depends on the person's motive. And I don't diss nobody. I don't diss what nobody do or what nobody choose. What the choices that we make, don't be begging. Just create business and provide for yourself and do other things. And if you can teach without, how can I say it, signing contracts and stuff, which I figured out a way to do. You know what I mean? You just do things on your own contract. You don't have to be faculty of things, but that's a whole nother. You have to have the right credentials, which I do. But anyway, this what I be talking about, man. When more be like, oh, you should be when other people be on other people's page and they be saying what somebody else should be doing at a university. I said, well, if they were alumni from somewhere, they can go up to the university and speak anytime they want. If they're alumni, if you graduate, and they be like, how you know? And now everybody know I be telling the truth. I go to university, man. I used to go to university every Wednesday, Grand Canyon University. You go up and lecture. It be filled. And I'm like, well, you don't have to beg nobody. If you're alumni, if you graduated from a university, if you're a scholar from real academia, no matter if you hate it or not, you can make the right connections with the students and everything, and they have funds and they student union every year to have certain speakers and lecturers come. They can have you come. I'm telling you, man. A lot of people like, huh? But those that's in academia and know a little bit of what I'm saying, they like, yes. They like, yes, he's telling the truth. And I'm like, I know. It's a lot of things that like we don't know, man. Like I have a member, and like I said, a lot of our families still be in church. And I say, I don't diss anyone because I have a clear understanding. If you say you love that Bible, I love it too. Let's break it down. I can illuminate it. But it's just a clear understanding, man. This more science should be something that feels good, not anger. And I'm like, why are all these grown men angry? Like Riley, I'm like, you don't have a wife? And I be like, no kids? No nothing. And then people be like, yeah, I got kids and all this. I said, so they're not active? I said, because things should be scheduled. I said, and I see why. No, I don't see why. People go so hard. I really don't. Because it'll be, like I said, I think I wrote something down. I wrote something because let me see where it go. I told this to one of my nobles. Always bear in mind that your own resolution to success is more important than any other. Avoid the company of liars, but if you can't, don't believe them. Never trust unknown hands. You will never know how they stand by you and backstab you with their brains. Being alone is better than being someone bad. Do not feel lonely. The entire universe is in you. Just a thought. But when I say the basics, man, this stuff is not complex, y'all. We make it complex. And if everybody put the ego down in the hate, and if people study, because I love all my people, but more science is not out Islam, nothing. I don't care how nobody get mad at me or nothing. I said I have people from all over and scholars. I know what an ARAB and an ARAP consist of. I know what an ARAP is. I know what the true ARAP and Vladimir Dale tell you. And I mean, a lot of people, I don't get in an argument with no one. I say, man, I won't even go there. But I said, if I give it to you and let you read it for yourself. Even other books, like when people say, I have a lot of books, I just make them PDF for you. For you can go to Office Max and Staples and print them. Because nobody's going to spend $2 grand for books like the unknown Arab. I got a PDF on there. It illuminates a lot of other stuff. And then I lecture on the meaning of more, what it really means, Westerner. And I break a lot of stuff down. And then I break down Bertram Thomas when he tell you what the Arab is. And it's no disrespect to anyone. It's no slander. It'd be no slander to no one. I say, man, you can do all you want. You know what I mean? All that, but you're not finna tell me what I am, and you're not finna tell me I'm a pray to some outside myself, and you basing your understanding on tradition. I don't have no problem with your tradition. I understand there's all different type of facets of Islam. That's why they all do different things. But when we talk about this al-salat, and we talk about this standing up, and we come into God and man, come on. And it's only one, and it's the al-salat. And everybody know that study that Quran. Everybody know that other stuff is for the slave to do. I don't have no time. I don't have no problem nobody doing no 5 salats. You know what I mean? I'm not even finna get in argue with that. But you can't tell me something that's law. Only the Quran makes it law. I'm not, like I said, I'm not here to argue with nobody. I'm never going to play that game. And I say, hey, if you don't understand what I'm saying, you clearly ain't reading your Quran. You clearly reading from a biased understanding. And then about the Bakara Hadith, when it names all so-called Muhammad's black slaves and call you a raisin head, it ain't no disrespect. And when Muhammad so-called walked the earth, it was under what? The Byzantine Empire. Who was he with? Khadijah? Who was that? Who else was Weragorl, her cousin? What? I mean, it's a lot. And I say, you have to be studying. That's why I said I have to be someone's life. And I said, I'm not here to convert nobody to no religion. That ain't my mission. I have a clear understanding of monotheism. I have a clear understanding of the unto the eye grant, which our Quran is consisted of. Also the Moorish Akashic records, which is the infinite wisdom. Chapter 20 to almost 42 is damn near word for word. Our prophet told you he gathered and compiled. Even in the Brahmin text, you can find it. Same thing in our Moorish Quran. So I don't know what people be talking about. It is a higher level of understanding. Come on. And there's nothing wrong with that. We don't give glory just because a person barking loud. Man, a person can be barking loud forever and say, okay, man, now what? We're trying to build. Because I can show you group economics. I can show you what's already working. I can show you real about tax laws and what you can do with the money that you paying Uncle Sam in taxes. People can do something real. Just like I tell people, you have no idea how the church is being ran. The Moorish Science Temple is tax exempt for the federal government, all that, just like churches, just like my school is. You want to be. That means your members, not only your members, they can donate and get a tax exempt receipts, especially if you're in a higher tax bracket. Like I tell people, why do you want to give all your money to Uncle Sam and you can give at least 60% to your religious or scientific organization of your choice? At least 60%. It don't make sense. And then not only you can do that, but then the churches is tax exempt on purchases. What do you mean? Just like when I had my temple out in Arizona, all my members, I had my metaphysical temple, all my members, I set it up at a Fry's. So when they go to the grocery store, it was no taxes. And we got a kickback every month from going to buy groceries, going to the gas station there. On every so-called holidays, because I did things for the community. I go up to Sprouts and things and get turkeys and things and healthy stuff and broccoli and cooked steamed vegetables and all that stuff donated. Had soccer camps all through my organization. And I'm not even from Arizona. You can look me. I was part of the West Valley Health Summit, where we help women in shelters. Man, one year I gave $1,500 to the women's shelter out there. And it was like the Burning Bush Tabernacle. I was telling my dad I got an award. They saw it in the paper. And it was like, this you? Yeah, like, yeah. It was like, well, okay, I'm like, it was only me. I'm phased out everything. That's just something I'm always passionate about. And I said, man, I tell people it's different. What you do with your money, what I do with mine is totally different. I get joy out of certain things. I get joy out of building something with my hands. I get joy out of creating. That's what I went to the university for. I'm telling people, man, that's why I work so hard and I'm so serious, man. I've been through the fire. But a lot of people don't know. And you want to be a part of something that's transparent, that's real, and you can see it. And I tell people, we can do this. We don't be asking much. I tell people, just imagine everybody gave $40 a month, 10,000 more. That's $4.8 million a year. Just imagine if all y'all, while y'all on here listen to me talk, y'all come to our ADAPT class and Sunday school and said, man, I donate $20 a week. I'm going to give you books every week. That's way more than what you give. And you come in an ADAPT class and Sunday school. But we want everything free. And then the more said, Sheik, if I came to your temple each week, I'd get more than $20. I said, well, what do you think you coming online? I said, this is technology. If you can't physically be there, I'm inviting you to be my guest privately on Zoom. We have a temple and school page. A real page is bbtsciencetemple.com. I'll be asking Morris, check us out. Check us out. All the Moorish American regalia and much more at morrishaberdasher.com. We got all expensive books, mypdfbooks.com. The books are all PDF downloads because a lot of the books are expensive. If you want the book printed, all you got to do is send the email to Office Max and Staples, and they'll bind it and print it for a fee. You can write all in the damn book. If you lose it, you can print another one. I mean, it's that simple. But Moore's been making an excuse, I want the hard copy. You would not finna, I told him more, I said, okay, you want a hard copy, you're not finna pay $500 for a book? I want the hard copy of Zoom of the Nation. I said, it's on Amazon for $250. I don't believe that. I said, well, you ain't gotta believe me, clown. Damn, it is. No shit. I said, and I said, that's what we do. And I said, the average person, like, I got a book called Atlantis of the Latter Days. He's like, man, I said, you ain't finna spit. I know. He like, the book $100-something. I said, yeah, now it's out of print. I said, and most Moors ain't paying for certain books. You know? Or they didn't let alone read them, and then let alone, is it really operating into your life? Because I know a lot of people that's smart, that's poor. I know a lot of smart, poor people, and they just want to be smart. I said, I don't care how smart you are. Don't make me no difference. It ain't panned out to nothing. People be saying they the smartest more in the world and all this. I said, well, where are your pupils? Because the teacher have pupils. I don't care how many he or she have. A small group. Quran questionnaire for Moore's children. Who made you? Allah. Who is Allah? Allah is the Father of the universe. Can we see him? No. Where's the nearest place we can meet him? In the heart. Who is Noble Drew Ali? He is Allah's prophet. What is a prophet? Listen clearly. A prophet is a thought of Allah manifested in the flesh. Manifested in the flesh. What is the duty of a prophet? To save nations from the wrath of Allah. Who is the founder of the Moorish Science Temple of America? Noble Drew Ali. What year was the Moorish Science Temple of America founded? 1913 AD. Where? Newark, New Jersey. Where was Noble Drew Ali born? In the state of North Carolina, 1886. So, and then when he passed, and then Morris be trying to say, that's why I be laughing. I said, you can't be mad at a person delivery when they dealing with numbers in law. Because you can't, in a court of law, you can't arbitrarily explain the law. Arbitrary is make things up. Just like Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15, when I say you have a right of a nationality and a right to change it, no one would be arbitrarily denied of a nationality and a right to change it, and the claim a child replaces the birth certificate. So when I be speaking of these things, I be like, hey man, well, you got caught in a lie. Because the prophet died in a certain year, and then a person come up and a lot of us don't catch things. And I said the older brother passionate. I said the brother passionate, but he 100% right. Like on that, he 100% right. Everything else, it's funny. I said, yeah, the date's off. Ain't no way nobody took over on that. I said, dude, this year, this 20, this turn, what are you talking about? And then to go on with it, yes, it's crazy. Absolutely. I agree with all that. Yep, that's crazy. But then to talk about what the clock of destiny is and is it, if you hadn't read it, is wrong as well, and don't have a clear understanding, because as a scholar, as an adapt, nothing is funny and nothing is a joke. You should be able to get the wisdom out of it and say, okay, well, I'm gonna break this wisdom down. I'm gonna break it down as a master mechanic. That's what Moors don't do. They slander things that they don't understand, and then they bring everybody into it. That's public opinion. See, a philosopher, a person that thinks, they'll break it down like a master mechanic and say, "Oh, you ain't broke it down. You ain't broke it down," which it takes time to break it down. And then if you have a certain aptitude, which adapts have, which scholars have, that's what we do. And everybody know I'm telling the truth. What is his nationality? Moorish American. What is your nationality? Moorish American. Why are we Moorish Americans? Because we are descendants of Morocco, born in America. Morocco is Africa, so don't be all I ain't for African or a Kibalana or Mexima. Don't get caught up with a Mexima, the holy name, and all this or Kibalana. Listen, man, Africa is a continent, or whatever, right? So if that's the case, it's different vernaculars. You got Bantu, you got Aruba, you got Zulu. It's all different dialects. So don't be in your little mind to think that nobody speaks a different language. Hell, a lot of people in the continent of Africa speak British. Hell, just like when I talk about Patrice Lumumba. Man, I can go all down the line and show you your own people playing. Down to the so-called Big Six, down to everything in history. Down to real COINTELPRO. Not because you don't believe what nobody's saying. For what purpose was the Moorish Temple of America founded? For the uplifting of the fall of humanity. How did the prophet begin to uplift the Moorish Americans? Listen to this. By teaching them to be themselves. What is our religion? Islamism. I already taught that Islamism, Sufism, Tasawwuf, Sakir. Old time religion. What kind of a flag is the Moorish flag? It is a red flag with a 5-pointed green star in the center. What do the 5-point represents? Love, true, peace, freedom, and justice. How old is thy flag? Over 10,000 years old. Which is our holy day? Friday. Why? Because Friday is the day on which man was formed in the flesh. And it was Friday when he departed out of the flesh. What? You hate the Bible so much? What? Come on. Who is Jesus? He was a prophet of Allah. So, why do Moors continue to go with a hardened heart? Let's tell them to read what they say they believe in. I mean, come on. Who is Jesus? He was a prophet of Allah. Where was he born? In Bethlehem of Judah, in the house of David. We're from the tribe of Judah, lineage of David by blood. Right, Moors? Right, Moors? That's from the temple. That's upright. Come on. Come on. All you got to do is say touche. Or Islam, whatever you like to say. Who were his father and mother? Joseph and Mary. It's in our Moorish Quran. Will you give in a brief line of genealogy? They want to talk about Ruth the Moabitess and Tamar. Come on, man. Well, then how you going to diss everything else? The genealogy through which Jesus came. Some of the great fathers through which Jesus came are Abraham, Boaz by Ruth, Jesse, King David, Solomon, Hezekiah, and Joseph by Mary. Right? Ain't that in your teachings? Why did Allah send Jesus to the earth? To save the Israelites from the iron hand oppression of the pale-skinned nation of Europe, who were governing a portion of Palestine at that time. So why is the so-called Hebrew Israelite and Moors arguing? I'll wait. Why would a Hebrew like ask well, I understand. I know why they ask an Islam Muslim. Is Allah in the Bible? Yeah. He said man was made in the image of God. That's Allah. Arm, leg, arm, head. That signifies man. That's Yahweh. The tetragrammaton. You stand it up, that represents man. What are we talking about? The pictogram. That's arm, leg, arm, head. Yeah, Allah's in the Bible. What you talking about? But then when I say who wrote the Bible or the Quran, then, you start shaking in your boots. So that's a game that brothers play against each other. I said, man, we've been bamboozled. Isaac and Ishmael were brothers. What are we tripping on? I mean, people read. You got to read. I like this is asinine. They got us out here really set tripping. I mean, listen, man. I talk about when you see the attire of the Hebrew. I remember I tell you, Egypt had two Hebrew pharaohs, Sabatos and Sebatos. I show you that the black man is the father of civilization, proved by the Bible. Man, everything I got on is in the Bible. I broke it down already. When you get your Hebrew lexicon, when I say your tunic, cotton or silk, your sash, your earrings, your turban with the jewel on it, your bonnet, which I got under here, aka kufi. Come on, man. How long has it been? That time since our prophet gathered and compiled this, 2,000 years ago. What was the nationality of Ruth? Ruth was a Moabitess, right? Right? What is the modern name for Moabitess? Moroccans. Where is the modern empire? The Moroccan Empire? Northwest Amexima. What is the modern name for Amexima? Africa. Africa. Come on, man. That's like when we destroy things, no disrespect. I say illuminate. I don't want to use no negative connotations. When somebody sent me a video or something, and they were like, Sheik, you already corrected this when they were talking about some Africa is named after some European. He was like, Sheik, you illuminated that years ago. And I said, and people still promulgate that stuff. That's why people laugh at us. Just like that Willie Lynch stuff. That's false. Just like Roots. That's false. Alex Haley plagiarized that from a European book called Harold Colander. Harold Colander made that shit up. I'm telling you, this is scholarship. No matter if people be mad at not or not. What is the title given to our ruler in Morocco? Sultan. Where do we get the name Jesus? From the East. What does the name Jesus mean? Jesus means justice. Did the angel give the child that was called Jesus a holy name? Yes, but it cannot be used by those who are slaves to sin. What is an angel? An angel is a thought of Allah manifested in human flesh. That sounds like Acts 6, don't it? Same thing. What are angels used for? Listen to this. To carry messages to our four corners of the world, to all nations. An angel is clothed in the flesh. Come on. What is our prophet to us? He is the angel of Allah who was sent to bring us the everlasting gospel of Allah. What is the everlasting gospel? It is the saving power that comes from Allah through our ancient fathers by his prophet. It comes through Allah. It comes through man or woman. Come on, man. You got to connect the dots when I say Allah. Because I ain't talking about no Al-Islam, with all respect. What is the covenant of the great God Allah? Honor thy father and thy mother, that the days may be long upon the earth. Ain't that in your Bible too? Which thy Lord God, Allah, hath given thee. At what age did Jesus begin to teach? At the age of 12. Where did he teach? India, Africa, Europe, traveled through the Mediterranean. It's in your biblical scriptures. It's in your Quran. How long did he teach? 18 years. What did he? And then also, let's make a correction. Our prophet didn't plagiarize the Moorish Quran from the Aquarian Gospels. I was lectured that, and I show you that Alicia Levi said he wasn't nothing but a transcriber. I hope you know what a transcriber is. These is all facts. What did Jesus say that would make you free? The truth. What is the truth? Truth is ought. What is ought? Ought is Allah. Can truth change? Truth cannot change or pass away. What other name do we give to truth? The holy breath. What have you to say about the holy breath? All we can say is, it is great, it is good, it was, it is, and evermore to be. Amen. At what place on earth was the physical part of man formed? In the Garden of Eden. Come on, y'all know what that is. Code name Africa. Everybody say that. The man with the first man, per se, or civilization, Africa. That's why in the biblical scriptures, it says in the beginning, everything was dark. In the biblical scriptures, it says, I'm dark as the curtains of Kedar. I'm dark and calmly. Where is the Garden of Eden? In the land of Canaan, in the city of Mecca. And in the biblical scripture, it says, when he put his hand in the bosom, it came out white as snow. He put it back in and went back to the color it was before then. So right off your brain, if you were a person with any sense, you know it wasn't pale enough before you put it in. So it had to be some shade of color. No disrespect to no one. Where's the Garden of Eden? In the land of Canaan, in the city of Mecca. What is the modern name for the Garden of Eden? Mecca. What is the name of the first physical man? His name cannot be, this is what they say his name cannot be, but we know better than that. I teach that. Well, anytime somebody saying their name cannot be this and all them code name and all that mystical stuff, you got to be weary. I teach this. That's why I said my makeup is IDMR. When I teach you about the physics, when I teach you about man made in the image of Elohim, when I teach you the proper names and all this, you got to be based on something. That's why I said I come from a solid foundation. You can't be mad at a person that's your brother that comes from wisdom. Just like in the biblical scripture, they said a family would teach this. I come from a family that this was our makeup. There's nothing wrong with that. When people say calling, what's wrong with a person growing up and living to what they were trained to do, and what's part in that engulfed in them to be able to take a little bit of their life to give back? Used only by executive rulers of the AC of the Moorish Science Temple of America. They call it adapt chamber, but bull crap. I'm telling you, we talk about Yahweh and Yahshua and Elohim and all these things. I break all this stuff down for you. The most holy place, the holy place, the quarter roundabout, all that. I break down all the testimony. I break down the whole C. Freeman L chart. I break down all that real simple for you, for your son and your daughter can understand it. I break down all the Genesis with the Gnosis, all that. I break it down real simple to you. What are the words of the AC of the Moorish Science Temple of America, the adapt chamber of the Moorish Science Temple of America, the third heaven? Now, the third heaven is the triple rose. They try to play a game and try to say they're going to play semantics with you, but you got to understand all the three religious rights. The Paraclete, the Fatimid, and the Jerusalem, or the so-called Christian right, come to a clear understanding, and then even get deeper with it with Zoroastrianism. And if you understand what I'm saying, you'll understand what I'm saying. But then if you really cultured, you can take it to the Zulu and deal with one of my good elders, Credo Matua, or take it with Sheikh Bamboo Falls. It's just a clear understanding. That's all. You know what I mean? It's just a clear understanding. You feel me? Man, it's just a clear understanding, y'all. Who are Adam and Eve? They are the mother and the father of the human family, Asiatics and Muslims. More is going to steady be dissing something. Where did they go? They went to Asia. I mean, I don't want to read all this because you should be able to read all that. I don't have time to read all that. But that's simple though. But every Moor should have all that. It's basic. Listen to this. What? Man, can a man be a Negro, black, or color, or Ethiopian? No. Why? Because man is made in the image and after the likeness of God, Allah. What title does Satan give himself? God. Who is Elohim? Elohim is the 7 creative spirits that created everything that ever was, is, and evermore to be. What is Elohim sometimes called? The 7 eyes of Allah. How many days are in the circle? 7 days. How many days are in a creation? 7 days. According to science, how many days are in a year? 7 days. All right? I'm going to read a little bit of the questionnaire and additional laws for the Moorish American. Laws by our Prophet Noble Ali. Listen clearly. You ain't got to listen to nobody mad or none of that. I told y'all, if the Prophet is not right, the temple is not right. I don't care what fascist group it is. I don't care if nobody say you was a Moor before I know Ali. Yes, you were. I agree. But I don't care if you're going to teach somebody something wrong. It's wrong. Act 1. Grand sheikhs and governors and heads of all temples and businesses. Each said temple must be approved by the Prophet Noble Ali before acting upon any members. Let it be a finance, property, or any life that will cause the members to sacrifice finance, etc., that will cause to support of any group of members. Y'all can't see. Let me cut my light on, y'all. Hey, my noble said, Sheik, he's like, put your Cash App on there like everybody else. No, man. I told you, I want you to come to school, man. I want you to come to class. I want you to come to class. I want you to come work out with us. I want you to learn all that. I don't care about a fast dollar, man. But thank you though. All members are to attend their adapt meetings. Oh, I ain't read it all. I'm sorry. Okay. Each said temple must be approved by the Prophet Noble Ali. Before acting upon any members, let it be financed any member of ETC, the cost to support any group of members, Any form, any former officer that violates these laws is subject to be removed from his office under heavy restriction, etc., by the prophet or the grand sheik. All members are to attend their adapt meetings and their public meetings promptly. If a member is found standing around on their meeting period, shall be fined 50 cents on the first case, and on the second, he will be fined $1, which will go on your emergency fund. If members is working, his monthly dues must be paid. If member is working, his monthly dues must be paid. If member is working, his monthly dues must be paid. And if he has money in the bank, he must subscribe for as much as he is able for the uplifting fund, because it takes finances to uplift a nation. That's why I say we all do our part, no matter how much or how little it is. It is lawful and divine duty, Act 3, of every good member, if he is able in finance, to aid me in saving the nation. And if he does not, he is an enemy to the cause of uplifting his own people, and justice must catch you. Let it be he or she according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, as I have the power invested in my hands, and I will have to enforce the law in order to save the nations. Act 4. All members, while making a public speech, must not use any assertion against the American flag or speak radical against the church or any member of any organized group, because we are to teach love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Act 5. All members must promptly attend their meetings and send their children to Sunday school. The teacher must confirm himself to the questionnaire. I have all this for Moors. That's why I said Moors is getting caught up in things, because you don't want to learn. We refuse. And let every member exercise his 5 senses who is able to do so, because out from your Sunday school comes the guiders of the nation. Hold on. It's my people. I'll hit you back, peeps. What time is it? Oh, yeah. I'll hit you back. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are a part and parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negro, colored folk, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and last until 18, I think it was 65, if I'm not mistaken. I can't see, but if I'm not mistaken, it's 65 Moors during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name, which is El or Bey, or Ali, whatever, but preferably El or Bey, be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of earth. Thus is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Prophet Noble Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. This is what I tell Moors. Don't let nobody bash you, oh, you're American prophet. The Islam Muslims say they believe in Fire Muhammad. And I tell them, like I said, I study everything. They act one to say they believe in the Bible, but they know it's been tampered with, and it must be interpreted by elite. And I'm paraphrasing. You can read it for yourself. But what I ain't rocking with, I think it's Act 12, where they law 12. It says, since 1930, Fire Muhammad is the Midas for the Christians and the Muslims. Come on, man. My prophet look like me if I'm going to deal with any of that. I don't have to deal with all that fairy tale stuff. I keep telling people, you got to look at the dates. You can't get mad at nobody that a person know the dates. I said, I hear you. And then I showed y'all Founders Day. I showed y'all a video when they give credit to our prophet Noble Ali. Our prophet was before that. And people want to act like they don't know this and get caught up in their feelings. I'm like, man, I'm not here to do that. But let's finish. Did I do Act 6? Yeah. Act 7. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and parcel of the uplifting acts of the Morriside Temple. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Morriside Temple. Then you are entitled to be the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband. And in more science, obey, I mean, we 50, it's 100 and 100, not 50-50. And take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey the father and mother and be industrious. So when more be, and Prophet said be industrious, yeah. Do you know what industrious is? He didn't say criminal. He said industrious. And become a part. That means you joining something of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love, truth, and love, and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from your holy prophet, Nabi Ali, through the guidance of his father, God Allah. I mean, where do Moors see anything talking about what these Moors doing today? And nationalize you and doing all this stuff. Where have I said any of that stuff? I'm not going to do none of that. Everything about the temple I can show you. I show you the consulate book, how the temple is set up. I break down things that people that be following people on YouTube for entertainment. And I'm like, that's crazy stuff. I said, man, I break down anything that you want to know. If you want to know about the clock of destiny, I say, how you want, one, I hope you have it. And then I can break it down. I know people just be talking because a lot of people know that you don't know. And so they can just talk, but you can't do that forever. It be some truth in things. You know, I get it, but it's certain only people that get scammed that want to get scammed. I don't care how much you teach a person righteousness. Some of us, look what's happening in this movement. That's why I say this is a science. This is a school, the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science and Temple and School. The Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School. I created a school. I'm not going to never slander the temple because how the temple is structured is good. It's just the people that's in the temple that's not right. That can't teach. And they acting like preachers. I said, man, talking about you talking about you send somebody through the DAP chamber. That's just like a goofy talking about, oh man, I was ordained by a drunk preacher. None of that stuff all that stuff is meaningless. Come on, this ain't no popularity contest. You must be appointed and consecrated and anointed and initiated, but we don't want to be. And I said, come on, man, that ain't what this science about. So I want to share that with Moors, man. I give gratitude to everyone. But a lot of this stuff is not Moorish science, man. A lot of it's not. Like a lot of this stuff is not Moorish science. Like I said, I got to keep speaking about it because I can't let it go on because I'm a Moor and I'm a Sheik. And I'm not going to let nobody, and I'm going to stand up against it all the time. I said, that stuff you see on YouTube, all them people squatting in houses, all that 1099 stuff, all that making videos, all that. That ain't what I represent. It's always bad batches of everything per se. No matter if you're a Moor, there's none other. That's why I tell people, just because a person is Moor, don't make them righteous. The heart make them righteous. I know people that don't care about them being a Moor. I'm cool with people that don't care about me. Said I'm a Moor. They deal with me because of me. They don't look at me like that, like, oh, here come the Moor. Even though that's great, but I'm more than that. I'm more than that. I'm more than that. If God in me and the person will say I'm the great I am, then I'd rather go with that and be illuminated to that status. I am what the people call me. That's why I said, man, I don't get people. I really don't. Just like Jay-Z said, y'all want to be soldiers? I'm trying to teach you how to be gods. I'm trying to teach you how to raise up to a status of a level of the great I am. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, man. All this stuff happening today, all that stuff with these kids and happened with these kids. Then the boy went to the grocery store, all this stuff, and people's heart is not opening up to a little bit more reality of life. Man, that's sick. And more, and these grown people steady banging hard, still with this old stuff. I said, come on, man. That's why I said the only people get hustled and scammed is those that want to, because we steady playing, and I'm right here. And we can be as big as we want to be. We can be as big as we want to be. And we can have a big move, like we're getting ready to have our third annual Moors Ball in January in Arizona. More is welcome. It don't cost a lot if you want to come. Just like you having a good night out of time with your empress, you want to come meet some Moors that's upright, really doing some things, be able to network and see some stuff, learn some things, learn how to do business, set your business up the right way, be accountable, grow up, be okay to have your children around some people with their children, building. Nah. I be telling people, man, it's a bigger mission. It's a bigger mission. And all Moors got to do is come along, trust something, give something a chance, be consistent. But with that being said, man, I love everybody. Man, keep everybody in your hearts, man. Everybody, and also mental health. And not just going on, everybody that know me, because I deal with the mental health community. I deal with children, autistic children and everything. And I tell a lot of these grown men, even empresses, I tell you, I say a lot of these men have mental health issues and they haven't addressed it. And I'm not talking about nobody specific, so I hope nobody don't be all in their feelings. I'm not 45 for osmosisly. I'm telling you, man, mental health is serious. And a lot of men try to hide it with alcohol or drugs or clothes or even more science. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, because you got to understand that, because a lot of the stuff, it's not even worth a person doing. You know? You got to be like, this is the mental health issue. It got to be crazy for a grown person to bang that hard on something that's really going to do nothing for you or nothing for your family. I don't understand why a person would get to a certain age in life and then bring all of these things to them. Like that to me, and that to me is hard. You know what I mean? That's why I said, man, I always have a word for the kids. You know what I mean? I always, a lot of times when I do my salats and things at night, when I do my duels and all that, I always do a word for the kids, because I can imagine the kids. That's all I care. I said I can imagine the kids with parents banging that hard, and every day you see them on their Instagram page and they banging so hard, and I'm like, you don't have no time for your kid. Like, you know, what other hat do you wear? Like that become craziness. And so I say, come on now, man. Come on, Moors. We got to get better than this, y'all. Every Moor that be jumping on my page, like I ask all my members, write people names down, man. Jump in their inbox. Ask them a question, what they looking for. If they ain't looking for nothing, block them. Because that's all I've been doing. I'm okay with that. I told y'all, I'm here for love. I'm going to teach the truth no matter if I fill a room up or clear it out. Because I have a whole nother stage. Everybody going to see? I have a whole nother academia stage. I have a whole nother academia stage. And I tell us, man, like, what are Moors in this science for? I be asking grown adults, man, nobles, what these grown people about? I mean, what they want to know. Because like I tell people, man, I'm not here to entertain. And then if you like what I'm doing, it ain't worth nothing to you. It ain't worth a small donation. It ain't worth nothing. And that's what I be saying. If it ain't worth nothing, well, I wouldn't be a continued patron of something that's not worth to me. I wouldn't be a continued patron of something if it's not worth nothing to me. I wouldn't be on nobody's page for an hour and 27 minutes if they're not saying something I like. That's why I asked all my nobles to write these people's names down and hit them up. Because if you on my page for an hour and 27 minutes and I'm not saying nothing that's worth anything to you, I don't want you back. And that's my choice. And I would want you to do the same for me. So I ask all my members that's not on IG, I know Noble Malik. I'm on Instagram too, Morris_haberdasher. And when I show y'all all this stuff, Morris be like, man, I've been following you for 5 years. You've been following me for 5 years. Why would you follow somebody for 5 years? And you say you're more, you need to learn. It ain't no temple in your ear, and I teach so good, and this, that, and the other, another. And okay, well, why you don't come to class? That's why I don't teach nothing no more. I just come in here and talk, freestyle. And people be logging in for 2 hours. That's why I be like, well, what's your mission? Most people don't have no mission because they don't want to give up $1 of their money. Nobody. Only my members. I said people don't want to give up $1 of their time. None. Zero. So that's why I be asking these grown men, and I ask my nobles, write all these people's name down. It's okay if nobody respond. They don't have to come here. And that's what I ask people. No way in hell would I be somewhere for an hour and 30 minutes listening to somebody that I feel ain't saying shit. I would never tune in. I ain't got to listen to that. But clearly, it's something that you want. And I ain't even gave you, and I ain't even taught nothing. And that's what I'll be asking us. What's our mission? And then the grown people don't say nothing. That's why I just said, watch the company and never trust a person that you don't know. Always. Real talk. But I don't know what their motivation be. And then you got adults be like, are you mad? I said, dude, mad about what? I don't even know you. But I'm going to tell you how it is. I run me. And I ain't gonna let nobody deal with me how they want to deal with me. I control everything about me. What? Everything. This is my YouTube page. This is my Instagram page. I'll block you with a heartbeat. And I never argue with you. You can talk all the crazy stuff you want to, and you just look up blocked. That's why I don't have no comments on when I'm done speaking on YouTube. You can't say nothing. If I don't feel your vibration, block. If you're an adult and you dealing with deaf music and you got children and young boys and you promote garbage, I ain't with that shit. I'm sorry. If you scamming all that, I ain't with that shit. If I look you up on Instagram and you own people page that's scamming, I'm block you. That's why I tell people, if I look you up and you connected to all them scamming people that doing that scamming shit on YouTube, Instagram, talking about with that fake shit, I'm blocking you. I ain't got to say what they doing because I don't care. I know what you're doing. I block all of them. They be looking up, hell, Sheik, you block me? Yes. Hell yeah. Because clearly you crazy. And then I know brothers that done been in jail, that only been out for a couple years. And I said, you can't be that smart. But like I say, I don't need none of that crazy shit around me. Excuse my candor. And I don't care what nobody have to say to me. This social media. Hell. And hell, we've been miseducated for so long. We hate on our own selves. But I ain't seen no black power this or nothing debating no Europeans, debating no professors. You see everybody, I want to debate you. I heard some more. That's why I don't say no names. Because the emperor was like, well, Sheik, can I just tell you? I said, if you tell me any name, I would. Don't say nothing. Just talk. Just say it's specific. And when you say specifics, I already know. I keep telling people I'm 45 years old. I know who you talk about when you say it. Hell. And talk about Sheik. Somebody talk about give them some money and for they can speak. I said, well, okay, well, what you gonna give them some money to speak about on what? And what two people gonna debate on? What topic? Who gonna judge it? Who gonna say who won? Who gonna say who won? Somebody gonna give somebody $5,000, $10,000 to debate what? To talk about what? To do what? And then after that, then when the money is changed, so it ain't nothing else you can do with that money. I can show you what to do with 10,000 instead of debating your own brother. That's a payment. That somebody need that money. Come on, man. This is goofy. I don't care how mad nobody gets. I don't care. Shit is crazy. Nobody finna be paying nobody to talk unless you go into a group and unless you're lecturing and a specific topic that people are willing to do, but not two man. That's in the biblical scriptures. Two man don't debate. What we gonna debate? Just like Sheik Anna Diop, Ivan Van Sertima, John Henry Clark, Amos Wilson, just like on Tony Brown's journals. Man, look up Tony Brown's journals and see that any of our prophets and educators debate each other. They was on there illuminating. They was on there debunking Eurocentric and Negrocentric propaganda. Research it. Tony Brown's journals had Amos Wilson, all of them on there. Hubert Harris, all of them. Well, Hubert Harris was on there, but he one of my guys. But yeah, look up Tony Brown's journals. We ain't debating each other. Why are we gonna debate something and we all scholars and we supposed to be cut from the same cloth? What we up here debating? I'll wait. How can we debate something? We scholars and we academia. And then you got brothers that ain't no more. I said, dude, you ain't gonna go with the old scholar, but Morris love to hold up J.A. Rogers. J.A. Rogers ain't dissing Morris. Come on. Nobody. Lewis and Clark ain't dissing them. David McRitchie ain't somebody. He ain't dissing it. He ain't dissing your Morris legacy. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell people. But it's a new day today, man. And we gonna shine that light. We're gonna shine that light because all parties are wrong. That's why I said when you come down to grown men fighting like that, all parties are wrong. All parties are wrong. That's why I say no, we ain't picking no sides. I don't pick sides when wrong is wrong. If both of my brothers doing something, like I said, I got older brothers I don't deal with. Why? Because wrong is wrong. I love you from a distance. Man, can't nobody tell me how to operate. Wrong is wrong. I'm gonna shed that light on if both parties wrong. We play it like that. We ain't gotta say no names. You gotta let that go. Cause that be people MO. If you look at a person's history and what they do, you look at it, that's what they do. So if that's what a person do, you gotta let a person be. It's just like a rattlesnake. I promise you, if you don't pick with it, just like in Arizona, they ain't gonna mess with you. Everybody be getting bit. I climb mountains, I jog, I do all this stuff out Arizona, and the mountains ain't never get bit because I ain't fucking with shit. I done seen everything. I ain't messing with nature. I don't touch nature. I let nature be nature. That's why I said, man, it got to be a new day. Morris got to be willing to support something, got to be willing to get the literature. Morris can't be having them alligator arms. You know that commercial Morris be having alligator arms? And I say, why? And we supposed to be a people, a tribal people. They done made us think that we don't supposed to be together and we don't supposed to have a tribal leader or a map and a guide. And I say, why? Come on, y'all, think about this now. Really think about this. When people be trying to say they are the orchestrator of you being the more or science or saying this and that, I said, dude, I said, you can't say you're the orchestrator or a person can say you ain't the grand sheik of more science of America. Like, that's it. I said, you got to be crazy. And I said, people choose, like I said, it's a choice. Just like I said, I'll give a prime analogy. If you got a temple somewhere and the person say this is the sheik of the temple and you an idiot, I don't care if you're the sheik of that Moorish science temple, it can be empty as hell. If the people choose to go there just because it's a temple, they just as stupid. That's just like church folk. Oh, I go to this church, go to this. Well, okay, you just as stupid too. It ain't no different because there's no Moorish science temple. That's what I be telling people. It's a Moorish science temple and Moors be following me and be part of temples and be following me for years and then don't pay homage or don't have me come to your temple. Man, I'm blocking you. So that's what I do. I tell people, you look up, you can't find me. Be all in my inbox, ask me a whole bunch of questions on the sidebar. Want to ask me a million questions. I said, man, I don't answer no questions. I said, if you're going to ask me some questions, give me a retainer just like you do when you get your goofy ass in trouble. Hell, Maury wants you to ask her a million fucking questions. Man, I'm in the bed with my wife. That's why I cuss Negroes out. Who you think you are? You ain't one of my pupils. You ain't none of my brother. Moors ain't never donated nothing and want to ask you a million. Well, I'm part of a temple, but we don't know nothing there, and I've been part of a temple. That's your goofy ass fault. You've been a part of the temple that long. Talk about they don't teach nothing, and everything I've been teaching you've been enlightened. You've been showing. I've been teaching you stuff for the last 6 months that's blowing your mind. And you go to the temple each week. That's just like you in an abusive ass relationship, and the person getting you out of it, and you keep coming back with big ass black eyes. You love getting your ass whooped. Shit. Excuse my candor. And then people get mad when the person talk the truth. I said, man, so what? Grown Moors. I said, don't let the internet get you in trouble, Moors. Come on. So like I'm saying, man, I ain't gonna say no names. Moors, don't think that internet is all sweet and games. When you jump on the internet, you are a willing obligor. Instagram, Facebook got the right to use your face, all that fake shit people be saying Instagram don't have. Yes, they do. They have the right to use any damn thing they want when you jumped on there as a willing obligor. Look this shit up. I don't care how much you complain. You are a willing obligor when you jump on any social media. That's why it's called social media. It's social. You are in a database. Ain't nobody tell you to get no phone, do none of that. When you get a phone, you are obliging to the contractual laws of having that system. Meaning what? That's what I'm saying. You're a willing obligor. So anytime you jump on here, you ping it. Anytime you jump on somebody's page and they got an IT guy like myself, I can tell you exactly where you at. He had Big Brother the camera, Google Maps right on your crib and see all the raggedy ass cars in the driveway. No disrespect. Like one day this Maury was talking shit with being goofy. Young, he was a young dude, and my guy hit me up like, "Shit, look at this clown house. Look where they stay." So I'm live. I said, man, with that raggedy ass house with all them goddamn raggedy ass trash cans. I said, look at all them raggedy ass cars. He got scared. He like, raggedy ass car. I said, see, don't do that. I said, dude, his mom on there. Oh, sir, says he just playing. No, don't play with me. I said, you live. Like, come on. You ain't incognito. You're not even smart enough to deal with somebody that's intelligent. An intelligent person can play stupid as hell. And then them dumb people to show all their hands like they smart. That's what the ones like always like to talk to the police. I said, you going to jail. Why? You talk to the police. Like, you got to be crazy. That's why I be saying, man. It's just truth. We got to do this science right, man. And Moore's got to be willing to spread the message the right way. Moore's got to be willing to stand up. Moore's got to be willing to question everything. If anybody come to you trying to talk about you got to pay them some money for they can nationalize you. Damn, that's like that stuff. Run, run. You need to run. Can't nobody nationalize you or denationalize you. It'll change you from the descendant nature of your foremothers and forefathers. Telling them to nationalize the Sudanese or Chinese, but they can nationalize you. Only thing they can do is make you a Mason. Somebody talk about you go get some silver notes, run. Somebody tell you to talk about you finna write some provost marshal, run. Somebody talk about some UCC or some UCC1, run. Somebody talk about some writing off some corporate contract with some 1099, run. Somebody telling you a sovereign fucking citizen, run. Somebody telling you the 1099, some damn trust fund at the end of the rainbow, run. Come on, man. And nobody can be mad. And the reason why a lot of grown people be mad because they've done those things. They've done all those things, and none of that stuff meant nothing. I know more has lost their jobs. I know more have been walked out their job. I know more has did all. I know people that lost their houses, lost their marriages, everything. That's why I say, man. And then all these people know each other. That's why I be laughing. I said, dude, you gotta look, these people have been doing this stuff for over 20 some years. They all know each other. That's why I said, man, y'all don't see when you being played. I said, it's like this. All news is good news, bad or good, to bring attention, especially social media. They be getting paid for shit like this. That's why I be telling people, I said, don't be that stupid. A lot of people have been lying and shit for years. It's a game. And the people be the victims, not them. The people be the victims. The people be the victims. Because if people wanted to come together, all influence, all these brothers got, that shit could have been peace. It could have been had a divine intervention. Say, man, we all gonna come together. The Moors, Hebrewites, all this. It's a big mission. We gonna have a grand temple. Like I tell all my Moors, don't all Muslims pray together? So if I'm the Grand Sheikh in Arizona, like I said, and Moors want to be down with it, come on. You ain't got to be down with none of that other that crazy stuff. Well, I know there's more out there they do it. Let them do that. You choose to be under what the right guide. That's your choice. That's like if I was training you. You would want to be trained by me than anybody else. I guarantee you. I don't give a damn how many licenses they got. I got the same shit they got. And I'm going to get you in shape. Guaranteed. Because you're going to see the work. So you're going to be able to make the choice what you want to deal with. Not when nobody say, oh, I can do this. I can do this. Yeah, I hear you. Let's see. Action. That action ain't going to be about shit. I'm going to get you right. Guaranteed. And I'm going to get your mind right first. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. All natural. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I be saying about us. We be willing to that and knowing shit be wrong. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. People been doing stuff for years, getting over on people for years, and we just sit back like we don't know. Like, dude, okay, so nobody not gonna say nothing? Nope. That's like a person, your uncle, your granddaddy been doing abuse in a family, and then say, well, he old now. Man, kick his old ass in the ass. Excuse my candor. What you mean he old now? Like that means some shit. Oh, he old now. Man, let me find out. Let me find out. Talking about he old now. Yeah, we coming right to your punk ass. Off the dribble. And whoever hid that shit for long, you just as guilty for hiding the shit. Because we ain't sparing no fucking feelings. We ain't gonna support no abuse in family. That's what I be saying. We always support bullshit. If you see something, say something. Because I would choke the shit out of you. Now, point blank. And I be telling people, well, are you righteous? Hell yeah. Sometimes you got to give force back with force. I seen people get all abused trying to say, oh, well, this, that. I say, this person don't believe nothing you saying. They bring harm to you. You can defend yourself in a good way. You ain't got to try to take nobody out their misery, but you can defend yourself. Are you crazy? You're supposed to be able to defend yourself. But I'm talking about now today, Morris. What are we going to do? Everybody that's here. Because today you have a choice. Today, there's no reason for you to leave off my page with not understanding or in a land of not knowing. Today, you should be clear. You should be full. Today, if you go back to the abusive relationship, you just like getting your ass whooped. That's what I tell a woman if you saving and say, and you give them an outlet and say, you don't got to go back to that abusive relationship. We got something for you here. Our Empress is going to love on you and here, you can stay here. The children can stay here. We're going to make sure they're good. Our Noah's going to escort you to make sure the kids to school, make sure you good. But if you choose to go back to that abusive relationship and something happened to you, it's nothing we can do. You're out of the parameters of that quiver. You out of the parameters of that quiver. That quiver is like the kangaroo when it's in his mother's pouch. That's the quiver. And if you a swordman, if you ride on that horse, you're not going to have your sword just hanging. You're going to have your sword in that quiver so it don't cut your leg. So your knife is protected and your leg is protected when that knife is in that quiver. That protective casing per se. Islam? So I said, man, we don't need no books, man. We are the holy books. Before anybody wrote a book, man, the Spirit of God, that's why everybody is chosen. I said, there's nothing wrong with being chosen. Just like athletes. Well, each generation, we got a great basketball player. So if you get each generation, we got a great fucking basketball player and a great motherfucker, excuse my candor, athlete. You can have great minds. We so that little in our world, we just going to glorify some athletic ability. And 9 times out of 10, the athletes, it's not going to do too much that they don't want to do. And I'm okay with that. Because I don't count nobody else's food. I say what we have the opportunity to do. If we say we Moors and support, what are we going to support? Are we going to support something? And let's see what this more going to do. Let's see. Let's support something big. Let's get all this more literature. Let's get the books. Let's go on my PDF books and download these books and go to Office Max and Staples and print them. Let's get this man a couple of $2 donation to come to class. Let's learn. If you don't like what I'm saying, when you come to class, then you don't have to come back. But I guarantee you, you're going to love it. And what comes with being a member, we work out all the things we do, show you how to do businesses, and just getting your mind right. We are better people coming together under the sound of a righteous map and guide. We are better people knowing each other and coming together, being accountable, regardless of all storms. That's why I say Nobody say a weapon ain't gonna form. Nobody never said a storm wasn't gonna come. But we don't stop in the storm. We continue to go through, and we go through storms. Like I said, I'm always be transparent. That's why I'm real. I use real life examples. I don't care if a person think I'm embarrassing them. Then you can't be around me because I embarrass myself to help people. I put my life on the line to save a soul. That's who I am. That's why I work out a lot, not for just myself, but to be able to give a little bit for others, and share and point that mirror effect. We read the 48 laws of power. Turn that mirror around. We got to use this for glory. So then we got to heal. So as we going through storms, we got to be able to admit the problem. That's where you heal. Because putting Band-Aid on, keep cutting yourself and put a Band-Aid on and keep, you're going to do that one time and you're going to hit a fucking artery. And that's going to be a result. So what I'm saying is healing. You got to admit it's a problem. It's like when I talked with, when I was in Flint and I used to work at the Christ Enrichment Center, and I used to work as an alcohol and a drug counselor. And the thing about alcohol, and I say, you have to admit you got a problem. Because everybody act like they don't have no problem. Oh, I'm a social drinker. No, you ain't no social drinker. You got that device in your car. You got to blow to start it up, and all your cars got duct tape on them. You talk about you a social drinker, and you stink, and you gotta cheat, and every time you come here, you wrinkle. And the only reason why you maintain it because you work in gym. You can go in there drunk. See, we have to heal. And we do have to support people. And we don't support bad behavior, not in adults or children. Everybody must have a timeout of reflection. Everybody need a timeout of reflection if you conscious of bad behavior. And see, let me tell you something about bad behavior, no matter adult or child. A lot of times when bad behavior is not corrected, a lot of people, if they do have a little small mental whatever, if a person abuses it, that'll be that excuse all the time for that bad behavior. That if it's not correct and it's not addressed, that'll be the excuse to deal with that. And so that'll be used as an excuse to do this every so often. I'm telling you, man, things must need to be corrected at all times. It must. Especially us as adults, man, we got to come back to teaching the truth and just loving, man, and teaching the science. And I welcome everybody to come to class. Like I said, tell your family you love them. And more science for the family. And with that said, man, peace out. Any questions? My dog said, what he say? I sent you a donation. What did he say? Oh, he said, I sent you a donation sheet. Gratitude just for being you. Not too many people. Gratitude. I'm reading my other phone, man. But gratitude. Anybody, any questions? I got like 5 minutes. I hope just keep it all clean, man. No, ask me nothing about no crazy stuff because I'm not going to answer it. I'm going to block you. I don't care about what nobody else doing. None of that. Let them do what they going to do. I got, 3 more minutes. And I'm out of here. I'm about to go sit back and relax. I'll be going back to AZ. I've been back home in Michigan, man. I love home, but I'm glad I left. I'm not even going to front. Yo, I said I got a couple more minutes and I'll go. Any questions? Well, peace and love to y'all, man. Peace and love to everybody. Got 2 more minutes and I'm out of here. How I get into, I'm in Lansing right now. I'm still in Flint right now. You can hit up my temple on bbtsciencetemple.com. One of my nobles will get with you. But we have class privately on Zoom. We have a DAP class Saturday at 10 a.m. AZ time zone. And then we have Sunday school Sunday at 2 p.m. AZ time zone privately on Zoom. But hit me up. I'll tell you what, if anybody's serious, we ask for a suggested donation of $20 if you come both days, just one day, and I hook you up. But you can hit me up personally, man, at my Gmail. It's goodmancurry@gmail.com. It's my name. You just put it on there, Goodman, GOODMANKHARY @gmail.com. Hit me up, man. And like I said, if you're serious, I'll pass my information. I'll pass your information on to one of my muftis. Probably it'll be Lamarck, and he'll hit you up, invite you to class. If you're serious, man, he afford you our enrollment package and a syllabus, and show you what the one-time enrollment fee is, and then what our monthly dues is. Which I guarantee you, if you work and it ain't nothing, and what it comes with, you'll be like, man, I can't believe everybody ain't rocking with this. But if you don't want to be a member, you can more than welcome to come to class each week for just a $20 donation. And like I said, that donation that you're going to give, I'm going to give you literature that's going to exude, that's going to be worth way more than the 20. And you get a tax-exempt receipt at the end of the year for everything you gave. And you get to come to class Saturday and Sunday for a $20 donation. Whatever you want to donate extra, that's on you. But every class, I give books. Every class, I give books. Like I said, if Moors want to check out my businesses, check out mooreshaberdashery.com. You can get all your fez, your turbans, Moorish American regalia, and much, much more at mooreshaberdashery.com. Check out our book page at mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z, where you can download all expensive books to your tablet. If you want them printed and binded, you can send the book to Office Max and Staples, and they'll print it and bind it for you. And also our Temple and School page is bbtsciencetemple.com. Those are all our hookups. You can follow us also on Instagram at Burning Bush Tabernacle.ts. That's our Instagram page. Our Temple and School is Burning Bush Tabernacle.ts. And we'll put little snippets of our teachings on there. But we want everybody to join us privately on Zoom. Or if not, go on our webpage. But if you want to join us, man, you're more to be my guest privately on Zoom. That's what you want, to be private. Privately. So if anybody that's serious, why wouldn't you want to come join us live on Zoom? The only thing is people don't want to give a small donation. And I'm like, well, I'm not for you. And that's okay. So with that being said, man, I love y'all, man. Any other questions? If not, I got to call my Empress. She's been blowing me up. But I wish everybody light, man. And all my nobles, man, y'all got all your packages coming, man. I got y'all suits boxed up. Everybody got a whole bunch of gifts coming. So I want to give a special shout out to one of my nobles that's correcting himself right now. I want to give him love, and I know he probably not on here, but that's good. But I want to let him know that I'm giving him love, even when he's not here. And sometimes we have to take time to step back and reflect, because sometimes we have to step back and reflect on things. And I tell everybody, more science is for the family. So you don't have to be worrying about me. I'm going to be all right. You got to worry about your family and what Allah is giving you. That's first. And when you have respect for what Allah giving you, for that seed, for that empress, and for everything that's manifested that you have, and you give glory to that, then you will have a little bit of yourself and your time, your energy to invest in something else. Because all energy must be right in everything we're doing. So I tell all nobles that be careful that you don't get too engulfed with the science or want to know it all to where you're not pleasurable. What you mean not pleasurable? And it don't have to be at home. It can be on a job. It can be anywhere. Remember, I said we don't, damn, Noble Malik. You know what I just said? I just said in our 101, I said we don't talk that slander at work or in our jobs. It causes confusion. And when we talk about that, we bring things on ourselves. And that's why I tell people, if you read your lessons, especially the prereqs, I'm talking all science. When you talk like that, you bring things upon yourself. And then when things happen, you be like, why me? Be like, you brought it upon yourself. That's why I say behaviors have to be corrected. If a person you see steady doing this and they losing and lose, or a person say they steady losing job and they say, man, the white man is the white. No, it ain't them. They hired you to do a work. They're your managers. They're your bosses. Yeah, you might can do it better than them and all that, but that ain't what you hired for. And that's what I tell people. I say, man, we got to get to a better level. We don't accept the worst of us and we pacify us. We're supposed to love enough to help correct and talk about the so-called elephant in the room. And sometimes say, nobody else have a problem. The issue is you. We have to be okay to love people that much, to tell them, no, nobody ain't the problem. You the problem. Why? Because every time you getting around something, it can be a beautiful thing. It's you. It's always an issue. No matter what it is. It can be this, it can be that. It's you. So come on. And like I said, I done went around the sun too many times I'm not going to accept no bad behavior. Because I don't have to. I have to be around none of that. That's why I tell grown men, I said, okay. I said, you're going to put too much effort in something where you're going to miss where you're supposed to be putting that energy at. You're going to give up your shamanic energy that's supposed to be used for your home. I'm trying to tell you. Because love is something that has no force. Remember, when we adults, we know what we're doing wrong unless we have some issue, and those issues need to be corrected. That's what I tell people. We have to do that. We can't play. That's just like I always say, man. If your uncle was drunk and every time he comes, his car is raggedy, and we let him drive and all that, we can't do that. So I give y'all love and peace, man, and I give love to my nobles. I give honor to all y'all, man. Check on our noble. You know what I'm saying? Tell our nobles we love them. Make sure they correcting themselves. Because like I tell people, we adults, we ain't just having no time out. Like that don't nobody do, time out. Like, and that's what I tell people. Like time out what? Time out to do what? Because being away is not time out. Like nobody got to be away. That's what I tell people. That's what I say. I say people got to think. People time themselves out. Like I said, if you a student, you don't got to be on my social media. Just come to class and show it. If no care, connect. But time out, no. That's why I say it's bigger than social media to me. I tell everybody it's bigger than social media. If we didn't have social media and you had to show up and you had to come to class, will you? That's why I tell people they want to show up on my Instagram. This is my personal page. You want to learn more science? Come to class. I have class scheduled. That's how I be knowing people don't be serious. Come to class. So with that being said, man, I give honor, I give glory, and I give peace. Since we have no more questions, man, I see nobody said them. Whoever that person said, Kari, you spelled my name right, so peace. And I am a real person, man, but I am passionate. And I just tell people, man, just to step up, man, have some character, have some dignity. So with that being said, I say peace.